Now we have part 2 of lesson 1-2, words and expressions. So I want to make sure that you know what the word evaluate means, and it's just to find the numerical value of an expression. You're solving it. That's what you're doing. So when you do this, you have to use the orders of operations. There are 4 steps. The very first step is to solve anything inside your grouping symbols. Your grouping symbols are your parentheses, the brackets, and the fraction bars. You've done this for me all year. If you have an operation in the numerator or the denominator, you got to take care of that first. Then the second step would be to solve anything with an exponent. Our third step is to multiply or divide from left to right. It doesn't matter which one comes first. You are multiplying and dividing from left to right. And then your last step, it's the same thing. No matter what comes first, you're adding and subtracting from left to right. My biggest pet peeve is PEMDAS. I wish people would stop teaching it because students often don't hear all of the explanation. P is parentheses, E is exponents, M is multiplication, and then D is division. Students think that all the multiplication comes first, which is not true. Your multiplying and dividing get done at the same step no matter what comes first from left to right. I do not like PEMDAS. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, good for you, keep it that way. Alright, so 4 steps. Grouping symbols, then exponents, then multiply and divide, and finally add and subtract. So, which one is correct? I'm going to do this 2 different ways. So you tell me which is right. We've got 2 plus 5 times 3. Alright, so 2 plus 5 is 7. Rewrite the times 3, and 7 times 3 is 21. Simple. There's one answer. But what if I do this a different way using the steps I just told you? Alright, your multiplication would come first, so 2 plus 15, and now 2 plus 15 is 17. So think about it. Which one is correct? Hopefully you knew that 17 was correct, and the reason why is because you need to have an agreed upon correct order so that everyone can get the same correct answer. So a couple of examples that we have here. All right, number 1, 30 divided by 5 times 3. If we go step by step, 1, no grouping symbols, so we can move on. 2, no exponents, we can move on. 3, multiplying and dividing from left to right. Well, if I go left to right, just like I read, the very first thing that I see is division. That's what you need to do first. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. Rewrite the rest of the expression. Times 3, and 6 times 3 is 18. Alright, you do not do your multiplication first. You do whatever comes first, left to right. So number 2, a little bit bigger. 4 times, remember it's got those parentheses there, so 4 times 10 minus 7 plus 2 times 3. So step 1, grouping symbols. Yes, that's what we need to take care of first. 10 minus 3, or I'm sorry, I said the answer. 10 minus 7 is 3, so it's going to be 4 times 3. Rewrite everything else. Plus 2 times 3. Next step, exponents, there are none. Third step, multiply and divide from left to right. So our first multiplying and dividing is right here, 4 times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. Rewrite everything. Keep going. Is there any more multiplying and dividing? Yes, right there, sorry. Okay, clock's done. So 12 plus 6, and then our final step would be 12 plus 6, which is also 18. Okay? Alright, our last example here. A cell phone company charges $20 per month and 15 cents for each call made or received. Write and evaluate an expression to find the cost for 40 calls. Then make a table, and that's what we have here, showing the cost for 40, 50, 60, and 70 calls. So, for the very first thing, number of calls 40. Well, first of all, they charge $20. No matter what, they charge $20 per month, and that means add 15 cents for each call. Well, if I made 40 calls, it's 15 cents per call, which is multiply. So I've got 15 cents times 40. I need to do my multiplication first. So 15 cents times 40 is going to give me 6. And then 20 plus 6 is going to be $26. Technically, I don't need the dollar sign in front of that because in my table it's got the dollar sign right there. All right, same thing for 50 calls. I'm going to take 20 plus my 15 cents per call, and in this case it's 50 calls. Multiplication comes before addition, so 15 cents times 50 is $7.50 plus the $20, so it's going to give me $27.50. Let's write an expression for 60 calls. Still have that $20 per month plus the 15 cents per 60 calls, so we're multiplying by 60. So if I take 15 cents times 60, I get $9, and 9 plus 20 is going to give me $29. And then finally we've got $20 times 15 cents per call. Here it's 70 calls. That's going to be $10.50. Add it to the 20 and you're going to get $30.50. Okay? We are going to spend a lot of time with orders of operations. Need to make sure that you know that so you can be successful for any future math problem. All right, I will see you then.